What's up, guys? I hope that you are having an absolutely glorious day. We have been extremely busy getting ready for the new Norse Fitness clothing release, and I haven't had time to sit down and knock out a new episode for the podcast, but I want to make sure that we release a new episode of the Norse Mentality every week, so I'm going to do a quick one today that I think you will find very beneficial. This one is going to be about the importance of setting a strong intention. This is the key component when beginning any new endeavor. I'm also going to give you a few tips that will help you stick to it. Let me start this off with a quick story about how I used to be a miserable piece of shit. I used to be a very negative person that found the bad in pretty much every situation. And as you can imagine, this resulted in a lot of unnecessary suffering and bad moods. And looking back, it was as if I wore my irritable moods as some sort of fucking badge of honor or something. And I'm sure that you know someone that does the same thing. It wasn't until the past couple of years that I started making a conscious effort to no longer be this way. There were certain people that I knew who always seemed to be in a good mood. My buddy Jacob Davis, that used to help me with the Q&A episodes of the Norse Mentality, is a perfect example of this kind of individual. It was actually when me and him started hanging out more that I began to switch my perspective and realize my own flaws. This is why you need to surround yourself with people who are better than you, because you will always end up leveling up in the process. But I used to envy people like Jacob because they projected an absolute lust for life. It was contagious, and I wanted the same thing for myself. So I started observing his and other people's behaviors, and I realized that they all had one thing in common. They always made it a point to be positive. So I started making an intention to be positive every day instead of being a negative piece of shit. No matter what life threw my way, I would try to keep a positive mindset. Now, this was not easy for me to do, and I failed a lot at it, until one day I put myself on a mental diet. For 7 days straight, I would only allow myself to have positive thoughts. If I caught myself falling into the old habits of negativity, then I would have to restart the diet. This 7-day diet ended up being a 6-month diet. Something that I have noticed over the years is that when you make heavy commitments, you will be tested to see if you're serious about it or not. Call it the universe, the gods, or simply your higher self that has taken you through the ringer. It's a sort of trial period to see how committed to it you truly are. I remember being 3 days into this mental diet and I was crushing it. I felt on top of the goddamn world, and then everything in my life fell apart. Looking back, it's almost comical how many unfortunate things happened all at once during this time period. But I was still determined to eliminate my toxic mindset. There was one thing that stayed consistent during this whole thing, and it was the original intention. I would repeat it to myself over and over during the course of a day, and I would write it down every morning and every night. Reminding myself of that original intention to become a positive person is what kept me on track. There's a reason that this is so powerful. Setting a strong intention will become the North Star that will always guide you home, but you have to become obsessed with it. Because here's the thing. Sooner or later, your obsessions become your reality. So make sure that you are obsessing over the things that are moving you forward and not backwards. There are a couple daily habits that you can start doing now that will help bury your intention into your subconscious. This will put your actions on autopilot and point you in the right direction. The first thing that I suggest doing is creating a mantra based around your intention. In my case, it was, I am a positive and happy person. The point here is to make it simple but powerful. Make sure that you are stating it as if it's already a reality by using the phrase, I am. Now that you have your mantra, it's time to keep it top of mind at all times. Start this off by writing it down every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. That way, you're starting the day off with a reminder of what you want to accomplish and ending it in the same way. But don't stop there. Speak it into existence. After you have written it down, I recommend repeating the phrase out loud 9 times to really drive it home. Over time, this will become part of your identity. Another tactic that has proven to be very beneficial for me is reading about the topic that I want to improve on. I think that reading is one of the most powerful tools that you can do to boost your confidence or enforce change in your life. Anything that you want to accomplish starts with a strong intention. Without a strong intention, you have no foundation, and without a good foundation, you are more likely to fail. Once you have it figured out, then you can wage war until it is a reality. I hope that you found this episode of the Norse Mentality beneficial. Shoot me a message on Instagram if you would like for me to continue doing these shorter episodes. You can find me at Andrew Cliff Lewis, and you can learn more about Norse Fitness by visiting our website, which is norsefitness.co. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.